Hey everyone, Mike McClellan. I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about reels. Probably one of the biggest assets, other than our rod and our line, that we have as anglers when we're fighting a fish is the reels that we consistently use. And coming on board with Cabelas a couple years ago has given me the opportunity to work directly with Cabelas and the reels that they've got Zaion and other companies producing for them. And it's really been a pleasant change for me. I've thrown a lot of reels throughout the course of my career, but the one specific reel that I'm throwing this year that has been a big asset to me, whether it's cold weather, just everyday fishing, is the new Cabelas Arachnid. Essentially, the thing that's great about this reel is, and probably the biggest asset in my mind that this reel offers, is this T-wing construction. And basically what this is, a lot of reels have a single hole that guides the line back to the spool into the level wind. The T-wing construction does a lot of things for you. Number one, it is unbelievable in cold water. When you start fishing cold water in freezing conditions and you're winding a bait in, you'll typically get a buildup of ice in that small little level wind. With this construction of the reel, every time you release that reel, whatever ice starts to build up basically gets broke off because of the action of that T-wing construction. The other thing the T-wing does is it allows greater casting distance, and that's probably one of the biggest things that I've noticed with my new Cabelas Arachnid reel, is the fact that I'm casting farther now than I ever have throughout the course of my career. Cabelas offers this reel in 2 gear ratios right now. You've got a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio, also an 8 to 1 gear ratio, that pretty much allow me as an angler to accomplish about any type of fishing that I want to do. When I'm throwing a jerk bait, a crankbait, just pretty much that everyday fishing, a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio reel is the reel that I'm going to rely on. When I get to that situation where I'm wanting to really burn a bait, throw a buzz bait on top, burn a spinner bait, fishing deep, but when I want to retrieve a bait fast or get fish out of heavy cover, the 8 to 1 gear ratio is what I'm going to use. The other thing the gear ratios allow you to do is cover a ton of water. When you pick up a 5 to 1 gear ratio reel versus this, you're going to see how much more water you can typically cover. The reel's got an exceptional drag system. You've got up to 13 pounds of drag, and you think, well, what does that really mean? If I'm throwing braided line on this Arachnid reel and I want to crank that drag down and basically almost lock it down, with 13 pounds of pressure, I can do that. When I'm throwing a crankbait, a stick bait, things that I need to give that fish line on, something that he can pull, super smooth drag, and that's the important thing about the drag system on a reel. The other thing you've got is a reel that's got 11+1 ball bearings. It allows for great castability, and it's an exceptional reel. So be sure and check out the Cabelas Arachnid reel when you shop Cabelas.